Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be working on this 7 string, which is a Phil Pro, whatever brand this is. We're going to clean it up and see what is wrong with it, what can we do about it. First thing we're going to need is some lights. Get some illumination going. Okay. I like to use these required inspection tags so I know if there's something wrong with my guitars and I need to look into them. Um, this is obviously very dusty, very dirty. Probably going to be one of the first things I want to do. The strings they're pretty corroded. I have new strings for them, but I'm going to try to preserve these as much as I can because they're still okay. They're still in okay condition. And the pickups are obviously very corroded. I don't know if they work. But yeah, that's first things first. Let's start cleaning up a little bit. See what's going on in the back here. A lot more dust, a lot more. What the heck? Guys, check this out. There are quarters. There are quarters holding up this spring tensor for the Floyd rolls. What the heck? Have you guys ever seen something like this? There's at least one. There's $2. This is a $2 repair. Look at that. Incredible. Anyway, let's keep cleaning up. We're going to go into a deeper cleaning later, but I don't want to deal with like dust and stuff right now. Have to check the quarters. Then of course we need to open up the electrical compartment to see what's going on in there. $2 in quarters. Oh, there's more quarters. There's $3 in quarters. It's enough to do some laundry. Okay, electrical compartment doesn't look too bad. I mean, let's see. Doesn't seem like there's much corrosion or anything broken there. Hopefully we don't have to do much, but we'll see as we go along. And luckily this is a passive pickup system, so that means I don't need a battery to power up the pickups, which is great. So I'm gonna leave that exposed for now. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I have allergies today, so I'm gonna be a little bit stuffy. Okay, this plate has some corrosion on it. I don't know if I should. I don't want to sand this too much because I'm gonna mess up the paint. I'll see what we can do about this later. It is grimy too. So we'll get to this later. It's not very important right now. What is important is I want to clean this up. I want to get this paint out of the way. I want to get to the pickups, and I want to try to clean this up as much as I can. So let's try getting off the strings without breaking them. And we got Jim here. Oh, we got Sadi, Mom Gucci, and Jim are here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Guitar Workshop stream. Where I see if I can fix up this guitar, salvage it, see what I can do with it. And never too old for Lego. How you doing, buddy? I am looking for a string winder. It will help me out considerably. Here it is. There it is. We got it. Time to laser engrave that guitar. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I haven't laser engraved the guitar, but I have acid etched a guitar on the tuning heads. I have acid etched symbols on tuning heads, so laser engraving would not be a bad idea. So I'm gonna loosen these strings here first. Actually, you know what? Since this electrical bait wasn't looking too bad, I wonder if I can get any sound out of it. 2 seconds. I'm switching over to my computer here. I don't seem to be getting any signal. Give me 2 seconds, guys, because I'm over here right now. I'm going to try to see if I can get some signal out of the guitar before I mess around with it further. Hey, so it does work. It sounds horrible, but it works. Cool. That is great news. That means I don't have to mess around too much with it. So I will change the strings though. These are pretty janky. So we're gonna go ahead and start removing these strings. I got my string winder here. I'm actually surprised that this guitar actually works. Laser engraved in gold epoxy, not bad. It's not a bad idea. If I have a chance, I'll show you the acid etching I did. Alright, so these strings are loose. I gotta loosen it from here now. Get these locking mechanisms out. These are really corroded. Right off. And what I'm going to do is, I put my acclimator to the side, so I got to put this somewhere else. And I have this ultrasonic cleaner that I can fill up with vinegar, and I can start cleaning off my metal pieces. Put all my metal stuff in here. Jim's working at his grandma's today. Oh, nice, Jim. What are you doing for grandma today? You see Lego put out a light up lightsaber. They copy Mold King. Oh, I haven't seen that Never Too Old. Wow, okay. A few years late, right? But they made it. Cosmic Brick Studios. Oh, Owen. Hey, Owen. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Alright, so we got that out. Let's get these strings off. Why am I doing this? And silent mode is here. Hey, silent. Oh man, this is stuck. Oh, that's not good. Alright. I'm just gonna cut these off and then pull them out. There was no salvaging those strings anyway. I'm just gonna pull them out. Dang. Alright. That one's really stuck. Uh-oh. Woo. Why was it so stuck? It wasn't like there was an obstruction there. How's the Puerto Rican curling going? Owen, that's how we do it. That's how we do it in Puerto Rico, man. An iguana came into my house, dude. And I had to yeet it out of here. Ready for the Olympics, man. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is full of dust and hair, and it's pretty gross. I'm gonna take out these tuning heads too and get a real deep cleaning there, because that's gross. How many points did I score? I scored all the points, man. All the points. No contest. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you saw the short, I hope you enjoyed it. Ooh, it's really like corrosion dust in there. Oh my goodness, there's gonna be a lot of cleaning to do. Ooh wee! And I can feel this machine head a little bit loose too, so we're gonna have to tighten that. Hope you're enjoying ratcheting ASMR. And now let's fully take these out. Gotta flip it over. Get these screws here in the back. And these are, ooh, look at that. Look at all that corrosion. These are all going in my vinegar bath for ultrasonic cleaning. I have it kind of out of view because the power supply, I have it really high up, but here's what we got so far. In fact, I'm gonna keep this here until I'm ready to turn it on. I think after I take off these last ones, I can't put anything else in there because it's pretty full. Maybe a few more screws, but no more big pieces. Alright. I gotta clean this up. This is making me sick. Maybe I can get these 3 screws out and clean these up, and do this bridge, or this nut, I should say. Whew. goes a little rounded out. I might not be able to get that out. But I do want to inspect what's behind this, so I'll just use this as a little like door hinge kind of deal. Oof, yeah. I mean, it's intact. This truss rod is intact, but there is a lot of corrosion there. Okay. So this is ready for the bath. That's vinegar, and we're gonna have ultrasonic cleaning. My power supply is kind of high up here on the desk, so won't see it, but we'll check in on it later. Should put this for 5 minutes. Oh my God, that is loud. I'm gonna get some more paper towels so I can clean this up real good. I don't want to use anything particularly abrasive. I'll be right back. I use an old sock. If you have old socks, they're great for dusting and cleaning, and that's about it. I'm gonna use some diluted alcohol. Now I'm going to use some soapy water. I'm going to spray it on the fabric. Looking better already. Wow, what a difference. Not bad. Now, I do want to clean out these holes, and I have two options. Either use a drill bit, if I can find the right size, or try to get some grip tape in there. I don't want it to be too rough. I have a bag full of used abrasives. This should be a good enough grit. So I'll just cut off a piece here. Where's my scissors? Okay. Let's see how this turned out. Yeah, look at that. Nasty. So we're just gonna leave that there for a little bit. And then we're going to rinse it. And then we're gonna remove any remaining corrosion. I just look at the same lightsabers mold kit. They were copying them. I bet. You know what they should be copying? They should be copying all the alt builds that people do with the Lego sets, because they're really falling behind with what people want. And these alt sets are so good. I'm starting to buy sets just to make the alt builds. Manducci, the hobby master. I do have a lot of different interests. I like doing different stuff. Can you see a star? What? Star Wars stuff is so much better and cheaper. I believe it. I believe it. They're probably taking a risk trying to sell all this Star Wars stuff, but I mean, you know, other companies are getting away with it, so why not? Just change the name. There was a lot of crap in there. But if I'm not getting good enough area in there, I'm gonna use something a little bit grittier. Yeah, UCS Ultimate Collector Series. Oh yeah, this works a little bit better. A lot more surface area. Okay, that should be the last of it. This seems to be a laminate that broke off. You see a little bit of ivory there. I may just remove the rest of this laminate, not sure yet. Truss rod, we're gonna try to lubricate it a little bit. We're better off cutting that open. Good. Let's bring this up a little bit. Let me get this out of the way. This is garbage. This is used up garbage. Maybe later, maybe later. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start rinsing this out so I can rebuild the headstock. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, and we are back with our rinsed components. Make sure we get all this water out. And we got the British Nanny. How you doing, Nanny? I'm doing just fine, Nanny. Thank you for asking. I'm glad that you're doing well. I got a little bit of a allergy, so if I sound a little bit stuffy, that's why. Wow. I'm now going to individually remove corrosion from these components. Start with the big one first. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the paint's going to be affected. But, oh well. This is more of a project guitar anyway, so I have no intention of repainting any of this stuff. I just want it to work. Alright, that's good. Oh, look at that. Look at all that corrosion. So luckily these are not in bad condition because you can rotate them and they still have that firmness. So it's not bad condition at all. A lot of this is surface corrosions anyway, so it's not that bad. this one alone too. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me do something. I'm going to lubricate this a little bit. It's better. Okay, very smooth. I like it. We'll do the same for this one. It's two. Whoops. I squared it. What's everybody up to today? What's going on in your world? Am I missing a screw? Oh. Yeah, I have a few spares here somewhere. It's Greasy. What's up, Greasy baby? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'll have to come back to that one later. Because it definitely did not have a screw. Gracie, this is what I'm working on today. This baby right here. Whoops. It's a Phil whatever brand that is 7-string. We have just taken apart the headstock hardware and I'm cleaning it to put it back together. Then I'll be working on the pickups and we'll clean off the fretboard later, see what condition the frets are in and what can we do about that. But it does seem to work. The electronics do seem to work, so that's a good sign. So I'm gonna clean them out, Greasy, because they actually work. They look terrible, but they work. And swapping out pickups is not a bad job. I've done it before, but it is expensive. So I didn't necessarily want to drop $400 on some pickups. So I'm just gonna keep them as is. I'm just gonna clean them out good because they're very, very corroded. Yep, giving new life to the axe. That's right, baby. This guitar, it was gifted to me, and the person figured that I would have the time and the skill to fix it, and it was better in my hands than theirs. So I appreciate that. But I have not touched it in a long time. Greasy, check it out. This is what I put on all my guitars. Requires these are parts control tags for airplane parts. And I hope you're having a great day today, my friend. Are you on break? This looks so bad. We gotta start some fret work later. All right, buddy. There we go. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing some fret work later. Hopefully not. But here's some of my fret gear. You probably have this in your station too, Greasy. So we have this the fretboard leveler. We have the rocker to check the levels. I got a fret filer. Got a few things you probably have in your station. Oh, we got this thing to file them down. It's not heavy. This is kind of like a whatever one, but it does the job. Got some feeler gauges. Fret puller. Got a few good stuff here, Greasy. Oh yeah, and my hammer. A little nylon hammer. I have all that. Yeah, buddy. Sometimes I have trouble with the leveling due to the way the frets are installed. Fret puller is my worst enemy. I only use it when I have to. When I make mistakes. Yeah, the fret puller. I get really scared using the fret puller too. Believe it or not. One trick I've seen people do is that they'll tin the fret. You know, like they'll use like a soldering gun, and then they'll put solder on the fret, and then that helps melt the glue on the bottom and weakens it, and then they'll pull it. I suppose if you have like a really stubborn one and you're afraid to break the fretboard or something, that would be a good trick. Yep, if the fret is glued, we use steam to make it easier. Get a cloth and make it wet. Then the solder. Okay. See, Reese is a professional. He knows. He knows. I don't have to tell him nothing. He knows. Yeah, this fretboard is gonna need a lot of work because I gotta polish the frets. The fretboard is really grimy. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take a while. Thin fret guard we use to reduce chipping. I think I have one of those somewhere. Oh, I almost forgot. I got all these diamond filers. Diamond files. And these are the guards, right? Fret guards. I use that and tape. You see? I'm set for success, baby. I got set for success. All I need is a skill. That's it. Which I'm working on. All right, Greasy. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. You have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you later, my friend. Thanks for hanging out a little bit. W Greasy. Greasy's so cool, guys. Roaming Bricks is here. Hello, Roaming Bricks. How are you? And Alexandria. Hi, Alex. Good day to you. Here's what we got going on today, guys. It's a guitar workshop day. And thank you for your likes. 7th like. Thank you so much. Well, guys, I have this 7-string guitar that I've had neglected for years. Honestly, years. This was a guitar that was gifted to me by a good friend, and he wasn't using it, and it was in pretty bad shape, and he decided that it would be better in my hands than his. And I swore eventually I would fix it up, make it nice. At least like 5 years passed, and here we are. Namaste. Thank you for joining, guys. I appreciate you. So I started by removing all the hardware from this headstock and putting it in a vinegar bath in an ultrasonic tub that I have for cleaning, and went on to rinsing, and now I am cleaning off all the surface corrosion and lubricating. And this guitar is in pretty bad shape. I'll give you guys a quick look. So you see the pickups are all corroded. It's really grimy. This fretboard's really grimy, so that's going to be another job. But we're starting here for now. This is a big job. So I got the 6 tuning heads are clean. I'm glad that you think it's cool, and I'm really happy that you guys hanging around with all the different stuff that I like to do. Wow, this could really use a paint job, but I'm not into that right now. I just want this to be corrosion free and work. Maybe I'll consider a paint job in the future, but it's not into that right now. There's a reason I love your streams. There's always something different. I appreciate that, Alexandra. I do have a lot of different interests and things that I have to or like to do. And so just having you and everyone else come in and just check out the different things that I'm doing, I really appreciate that. And I think it keeps things a little interesting too. Something different. Yes, from Lego to gaming, also creative experience. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So with the Lego, I'm at the point where I need to sort out my old sets to build them. I need to sort out the old sets. And that's very time consuming, and I'm gonna be making a lot of noise and stuff, so I don't stream that. But other stuff that, like this, or washing machine that I have to fix, or whatever I think is kind of interesting, I'll stream that. The multi-theme channel, yeah, that's right. Variety, all about variety. And roaming, I'll have you know, my channel, when I started posting videos, they were all about like guitar songs that I wanted to play. And I started that 17 years ago, my friend. My channel is, my account, right, is 17 years old. And I only started really posting more this year. Have you considered doing a movie watch stream? No, I've never considered that. I didn't even know people did that because of like copyright reasons or stuff. Even the songs I post, I always get these copyright messages on them. It's not particularly like they're gonna reprimand my video or take down my video or something. Just like, oh, we noticed copyright things in your videos. I'm like, okay, well, I don't care. But probably a movie watch stream would be considered piracy. I don't know. We did consider a karaoke stream. We might be doing a karaoke in the future. Who knows? How many of you guys would join a karaoke stream? My wife can sing. She can sing pretty well. You'd watch it? Alright. We got at least one for the karaoke stream. Hell yeah. Six of these. Do we get to do suggestions? Because that would be hilarious. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's gonna be terrible if we don't know the song. Because I don't really know a lot of songs. So any song that we don't know would be absolutely terrible. So we were, do a few songs that we do know and then do some suggestions here and there. Maybe put it to a poll. I don't know. We figure it out. We'll probably invite some friends for that one because just me and my wife is probably not going to be as fun, so we'll get some friends for that one. Oh, these look really dry. Incredible how some of these pieces are either really corroded or really dry. Yep, the more the merrier. forgot this one. I thought I forgot one. If anybody has any guitar or airplane questions you want to ask, feel free. Don't be shy. Hi, Kathy. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I have 6 of this. Oh, is this one missing screw? Oh, probably. I want to thank everybody for 10 likes. That's pretty cool. Appreciate that very much. Should probably go through this again. Right. Have you ever checked out a helicopter? In school I did. In school I did check out a helicopter. But I have not worked on them officially in my career. But when you have the A&P license, which is airframe and power plant ratings, as an aircraft mechanic, you can work on anything. You can work on civil aircraft, commercial aircraft, helicopters, balloons, whatever. Helicopters kind of difficult to work with because it's a much smaller space than, you know, a big commercial aircraft. So civil, general aviation, I'd say, in helicopters is probably best if you're a small person to work on. These are too bad. These I'm gonna hydrate. Pretty dry. What about seaplanes? No, actually never a seaplane. But I did have a supervisor when I did my on-the-job training. he said, you, particularly me, should never work on a seaplane because I would drop my tools from time to time, and if you did that on a seaplane, it would be in the ocean, right? So he told me never work on a seaplane, which I thought was pretty funny. Okay, so we are done. I'm going to go ahead and let this do. So we are done with the headstock hardware, so we're going to go ahead and install that now. And the small craft planes, I only worked on them when I went for my test. When I went for my final mechanics test, that I have to do something on a small plane. But I've always worked on big commercial planes. Oops. Yeah, he was a funny guy. He was a pretty funny guy. Always cracking jokes. Have you ever gone on a plane that you were amazed how much wrong with it? If I look too much in the interiors, yes. But would it be unsafe condition to fly? No, not particularly. So like, I'll look in the cabin and I'll see, wow, that lens plate is hanging out, or there's like a galley compartment that's really busted. Sometimes in the lavatories, like sealant is like really bad, so I know that that's gonna get, the underside's gonna get corroded. A lot of buttons, just like interior stuff, but not necessarily that there's gonna be a problem with the plane. And by the way, the planes have what's called a minimum equipment list. And the minimum equipment list means all like the minimal things that the plane needs to be able to fly safely. So there could be computers that are not working, there could be some systems that are offline, and you just need the minimum to fly. And what does that mean? Let's say in your car, right? Let's say in your car, you need all four wheels to be good, right? And so as long as the four wheels are good, then you can drive out. But let's say your air conditioning is not working. That's fine because you can still drive. and then there'll be like an in-off sticker somewhere for the captains to know, hey, this isn't working. The plane wouldn't take off without air conditioning, because then that would be a problem for the comfort of the passengers. But it's just things like that. Maybe like a certain light isn't working, but as long as you have the navigation lights, everything's fine. So the plane could be taking off with a whole bunch of things that don't work or even missing, but as long as it's safe to fly, then you'll never know about it. But on the interiors, yeah, I've been very impressed. Like, wow, no one's gonna fix that. So if you ever see like a video or of someone saying, "Oh, look, the ceiling's coming off the plane," that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, Jim. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I just cleaned off all the headstock pieces, so now this headstock is good to go. Then I'm going to move on to the rest of the body. It's coming along little by little. How's work at your grandma's house? It's going to look good, and I don't have to do anything electronic at this time, because I already tested that it works, so I just have to clean out the pickups, and that should be it. So this guitar is mine, and this was gifted to me by a good friend of mine who decided that it would be better off in my hands than his, and I never got around to fixing it. I've had this guitar for a few years actually, and now is when I decided to fix it. I've never owned a 7-string before. I've played them before, but I've never owned one, so. This ratcheting is very comfortable switching. Very uncomfortable angle to do it like that. Everybody's eating cookies. Is it cookie day? Is everybody eating cookies today? I mean, Jim probably has some of Grandma's cookies, and you can't beat that. And you guys just missed Greasy. Greasy was here because, you know, guitar fretwork is his job, which I hope I don't have to do today, because guitar fretwork is pretty hard. We shall see. Work has been slow, but I'm laying on the couch trying not to fall asleep. Well, thanks for joining in. So here we go, guys. Here's the headstock. Corrosion-free, lubricated, silky smooth. I'm going to leave this open because after I work on the frets, I need to see if this fretboard is leveled or not. So we're going to keep that door open in case I need to make any adjustments on the truss rod. And you don't want to overdo the tightening here. You just want to give it that good old German torque. If you've never heard of German torque, it's good and tight. I can install this bridge too. Let me put this here. Good. I'm going to put this off to the side for now. I don't need this right now. And now we're going to move on to the body. I'm going to leave the fretboard for last. Move on to the body. I'm going to take out the rest of these strings. Oh yeah, you don't want to play that, Jim, because that's exactly how they get you. That's exactly what happens. Think the coast is clear and bam. Always at the end of the day. Do you ever watch movies like Snakes on a Plane and laugh because they're so unrealistic? Yeah, I mean that's why they're movies, right? Because you wanna be surprised and like, oh wow, that's crazy. Snakes on a plane, what? That would have never gone past agriculture or TSA. What? Or soul plane, where like the plane bounces from hydraulics, you know, silly stuff like that. What amuses me more is social media rather than movies, because everybody starts filming about like tape on the outside of the plane, or oh my window's broken, and I'm thinking like, no man, your window's not broken, and that tape outside is part of the maintenance manual, so relax. So you see a lot of people freaking out on social media or trying to share something like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? And it's like, relax. Okay, so the strings are off. So what I want to do here is the pickups. These pickups, I need to remove the corrosion on them, and kind of want to clean out these screws here. These look okay, and I want to inspect what's going on the inside too, and I don't want to do too much here. So then the next thing would be to take out the bridge And for those who did not check this out earlier, but we have $3 worth of quarters here that somebody decided to put in there because they didn't want the bridge to move. That's absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to make sure the tension is correct here eventually. This is so funny. We can use this for laundry. So I gotta put some tension on here so I can release the tension from the quarters. So let's see. Yep. That's my going rate, $3 for this whole job. Ka-ching! Has to be one of the silliest things I've ever seen. So now to get the ones that are inside, I gotta do the opposite. I gotta remove tension from here. You know what I can't believe is that it's a lot harder to do this and put these quarters in here than it is to actually do the job and tense up this bridge correctly. Why they decided to do this, I will never understand. But it's a lot easier to do it right than to do this garbage. Okay. The back should be easy enough to do. This is kind of gnarly. So since it's easy, I'll leave it for later. I'll do the harder stuff first. Let's clean this up. And my vacuum fell apart. let's remove this cover. I mean, the cover looks good, but I want to inspect from the inside, see what's going on. I always enjoyed watching This Old House, where they showcase people doing quick fixes that would find. It was crazy. I bet people get really creative with quick fixes, and the only problem with that is that, you know they're not permanent solutions, and they're like, well, we'll just do this temporarily until we do it permanently, and there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. What's the craziest thing you've seen on that show, Alex? Okay, so that's the cover. Now we're gonna take out these screws in the middle. They adjust the height of the pickup. The spring loaded, so we gotta check out the springs. There's some gunk here in the spring, and it's stretched out, right? It's stretched out because they put it in backwards. So check this out. So this spring, I don't know if you guys can see it correctly. All right. See, I don't know if you guys can notice, but this spring is tapered. So it's very thin at this end where my thumb is, and then it's a little bit wider on this end. So what you do is, when you go to install it, the screw should be like this, right? So then this thinner end is on this pick guard thing. Not pick guard, pickup guard. And then the wider part is on the body, obviously. So when you put it in backwards, this is what happens. So now the backwards part is stuck on the guard. Stupid. Same thing here, these were backwards. Alright, so here we have the pickup. This one's a little tight. Let's clean this up. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna tape over this. I think it was a fireplace that was separated from the wall, and the owner just shoved sacks of dirt in the opening spaces to keep the smoke going up the chimney. Oh my goodness. So that's, wow. That's not only a structural issue, but then a health issue, right? Because you could definitely die from carbon monoxide poisoning. And it just felt like that was a smart thing to do. Crazy. I'm sure there's a lot of Darwin Award winners on that show, for sure. Next thing I want to do is I want to cut holes for around here. I'm going to try to use this pick, but not sure how well this is going to work. This isn't sharp. This is a little sharp. Maybe this will have a better grip with this too. There we go. That's the one. So we're gonna take whatever excess tape, we're just kind of like shove it around. Okay. Now we just gotta do that 11 more times. I mean, no, 13 more times. It's a 7 string. And that's just for these sides. Then you gotta do the other side. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Kind of messed that one up. This is not easy prep for sure. But if I don't do this when I go to sand down the pickups, then I'm gonna mess up the rest of the paint around it. Definitely a job that's easier to replace the whole pickup, but it's expensive and these are still good. So. Atrocious. Oh my goodness, there's gotta be an easier way to do this. This is horrible. Dang it. Okay. That's what we got. That's what we got. We're gonna start working with that. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, kind of uncomfortable to do. I don't have a better way of doing it. So I just kind of have to deal with that. So Kathy, I am getting ready to remove the corrosion from these pickups. That's what I'm getting ready to do. And so I have to do it like this because once I start sanding, then I could potentially get the paint around it messed up, which I don't want to do. But if I do mess up a little paint, I can live with that. See, this already came off. And if it looks bad, I'll just sand the whole damn thing. It's like, I don't care. I just want this to work. And that took way too much of my time. Wow. I think it's time for some power tools. What the heck? Why is it bouncing around so much? That one's really tough. Right. So grimy, oh my goodness, the stone is full of grime. Probably not the best thing for that. See, this worked better, but now I messed up the guard. Whatever. You see all the metal filings, all the iron filings there? Because the pickups are magnetic, so it's picking up all the filings. Should clean that up. You don't want to breathe that. See what the damage is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Right. Alright, well, whatever. I've tried. Whatever. Well, I got my daily dose of iron for sure with that one. Definitely better than it was. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Again, you know, not going for aesthetics, just trying to maintain aesthetics, but whatever. It works. I don't care. And these ones are going nowhere with this bit because they're so flat against the surface. It's not clean. So I gotta use this bit again, and I'm gonna destroy everything. So. Whatever. You know, if I have some spray paint, maybe I will get this paint job. I think this deserves a paint job because there's really no other way of fixing that. Well, Kathy, today I'm building up this guitar technically, but if you mean Lego, I don't know. I never know. I don't have a schedule. I just do whatever I feel like. I forgot what this is for. These don't look bad, so I might just put that on. And I guess this was some cushion that they installed. I don't know. Paint that to look like Lego bricks. Not a bad idea, but I would have to buy paint for it. And I kind of just want to use whatever I got. I mean, technically it could be any color, right? But I don't know how I would make the visual like if it was Lego bricks, because I am not that creative. It's not a bad idea. If I really want to clean out this body, I'm going to have to remove these hardware because it's so grimy. So grimy. I didn't want to, but that's what's gonna happen. Smaller one. Ooh, a lot of crap under there too. Dang. I'm gonna need to prepare another vinegar bath for these parts too. Okay. I got some soapy water here. I'm going to use the sock. I'm going to clean this up. Oops. It's hiding a sparkly kind of space finish here. Ryan says, how's Belphegor? Belphegor is somewhere. He's chilling. He hasn't come bother me at all today, which I'm surprised about. And today's his birthday. He's 4 years old. Belphegor's 4 years old. This isn't the date that we got him. This is just the date that the previous owner had said he was born. So we have a birthday cake for him, and we're gonna go out later to a beach or a park or something. Hey, happy birthday, Belphegor. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Kathy. I'll have to post some pictures later. Looking forward to seeing you inside the zoo. Thank you. Yeah, us too. Pretty soon. This is by far the grimiest guitar I've ever worked on. So bad. I'm off frame, but I'm having a hard time taking out this piece of hardware. So give me 2 seconds. Oof. That's pretty bad. I gotta take out the same one here. It's pretty bad. Alright. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. Let's see. Gotta clean up the body more. This area is still grimy. And I'm just using soap and water right now, just soap and water. I'm gonna take out this old paint. Plastic scraper. This area is really bad. I never want to know what kind of gunk this is. Now this paint. This paint's pretty bad on there. I don't know if I'll be able to take that out. Try some WD-40. A little bit, but the thing is that this is scratched, so there's still like paint here on the embedded because it's scratched. I might not be able to get all of that out. Let's do the best we can with what we got. Yeah, unless I sand this down completely, that's not gonna get fixed. Okay. Maybe I'll put a sticker there or something. What do you guys think? Because the only real fix to this is sanding everything down and then repainting it, which I'm not going to do. But I will consider painting these pictures. Let me see. Do I have paint? I have paint for that. Yeah, I got this Chrysler Gray, which may or may not match, and then just clear matte color, which isn't gonna make much of a difference. But I don't know. Maybe we can do one and one. See which one works best. This area is getting a little crowded though. This needs a bath, vinegar bath. Oof, this is pretty bad. I had a specific Scotch Brite I had here. What I do with it? Well, never mind, because I have more. It's a super cool one. I might just paint this one too. It's so bad. It looks really bad. Okay. So these are all getting their vinegar bath. and 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yes.
Ganun pala kasi yan.
No, it's broken. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh! It's okay. I think I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take this out. so we can paint. Okay. That's out. We're gonna see what we can do about painting the body, and then this we can clean separately. Okay, so these are done with their bath. Kind of nasty. Ooh, look at all that nasty stuff in that liquid. I think it might need a little more, to be honest. Looks a little better. we're gonna try this again, but we're going to do the opposites of before. Nikia, hello. Welcome, welcome. This is what we're going for. We're just going to try to protect this, the pickup instead. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Whoops. God, this is like surgery. One more. We got one more. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll make sure the metal parts aren't exposed. And I think there's some excess tape here I can take care of. Okay. That's one. Your house phone has been ringing today, Kathy, okay? Hopefully they're not asking for money. Those are the worst kind of calls. Yeah, he did, Kathy. Yeah, he did say so. bending the blade. I'm trying to switch it out. This one didn't come out. I have to try that again. Hey Jim, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, so I'm prepping this pickup to be painted. So this one already has masking tape on it because when I went to remove the corrosion, it was, since these are so flush with the housing, I just messed up the housing, and I have the opportunity to paint it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and paint over it and leave this side alone, so it'll be like two-toned, and just prepping this one too. And today's Belphegor's birthday, so we're gonna be going to the beach for a little while. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this, leave it out to dry, and then probably end the stream and continue it on later this afternoon. But I do appreciate you stopping by, and definitely check you out later on tonight too. I had a fun time yesterday, man. I had a really great time yesterday. So now I'm going around the circles, making sure the tape stays inside so it doesn't mess up the outside of the paint. One. That's two. Okay. So how am I going to do this? So next, I have to take this outside and, oh, I got to take this out. I guess I can leave this here. But I gotta protect the rest of the area because of the paint. Let's see how I do this. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to paint it. and then we're going to the beach to celebrate Belphegor's birthday. So I will check you guys out later, and we are going to continue with the rest of the repair. And thank you all for visiting, and I'll see you later.